What is going on, guys? So right now I am going to come out with a little bit of a mock draft for the Jaguars. I know a lot of Jaguar fans love to do this stuff. You see it on Twitter, Facebook, all the sites, rank my mock draft, this kind of stuff. And I usually don't do it just because it's not really super fun to me and it's kind of a crapshoot. But, I know people love it and I know people want me to do it, so I went ahead and did it. And with this, I will say a caveat. I'm only doing the first 4 rounds of the draft, just because once you get between like rounds 5 through 7, it's just kind of a crapshoot, and you're kind of just picking players that you project that might turn into something good based on some qualities. Like I remember a couple years ago, they drafted Chris Claybrooks in like the 7th round because he was like the fastest guy at the combine. Sometimes you get a developmental quarterback in the 5th, 6th round. We got Gardner Minshew a few years ago, Jake Luton, even like going back to Tanner Lee. So sometimes you get that, and then maybe even a special teamer, whether you draft a punter, kicker, and just overall you're kind of getting like special teamers. So I didn't really want to do that. So I'm doing the first 4 rounds of the draft, have the first round for number 1 pick in each of those rounds, including another pick from the CJ Henderson trade. So, these picks, if the Jaguars can really hit on them, it's going to be really nice. I'll just go ahead and say that. So we're going to start off at pick number 1. I drafted Aiden Hutchinson. There's really not much to say about this. I mean, we've talked about this verbatim. I have my opinions. You have your opinions. I think Aiden Hutchinson will ultimately be the pick. And so we're going to roll with that one. And with the rest of these, I will say my big probably flaw about this is that I'm really trying to match up like position of need with value because, I'm looking at things and I say, man, it'd be great if we got this guy. So at pick number 33, in the draft thing I used, there were guys like Jahan Dotson available, but I don't really think they're going to be available. The guy that I think, because I think like 5 or 6 guys, maybe even 7 receivers might get drafted in the first round. So with this one, pick number 33, I have wide receiver from Georgia, George Pickens, who I'm really like, man. First of all, he has that size, 6'3" size. He also runs a 4.47 40, so he's also, pretty fast for his height, but he's the exact type of receiver that we need. He's not Mr. Speeder burner. He's not Mr. like slot guy. He's a true outside perimeter receiver that can, win the 50-50 balls. He's a true downfield attack, which the Jaguars don't really have that true downfield guy, the big play home run hitter. And I really feel like George Pickens provides that. He's good at catching the ball. He can bring it in. And, when it comes to what the Jaguars had, with Blake Bortles put up some numbers because he had Allen Robinson. He could say before the snap, I am going to go to this guy, and he would catch it. Jaguars have a surplus of guys to play the slot position, whether it be Christian Kirk or even like Evan Ingram, Laviska Shenault, plenty of guys to kind of be that slot receiver, and maybe they might even try ETN over there a little bit. But when it comes to true like wide receiver, big perimeter guy, you have Marvin Jones who's 30, you have Zay Jones, and like that's Laquan Treadwell. We don't have a lot there, so. I'm going to pick George Pickens at number 33 overall. Next up at pick number 65, first pick of the 3rd round, and their day 2 pick, I have interior offensive lineman Cole Strange from Chattanooga. Now, he played 41 out of 44 games for Chattanooga at left tackle, left guard, and center. He is best at playing in the interior. He has great physicality and athleticism. The things that he needs to work on are his hands and footwork and pass protection. But, really with the zone run scheme that the Jaguars want to run, he's really going to be able to move pretty well. And he fits the kind of offense that I think the Jaguars will want to run. And, we have a big hole at the interior offensive line right now. One second. Hey, Mimi. Sorry about that, guys. I have people calling me while making a mock draft video. Like, what? Like, whatever. Okay, so Cole Strange, like I was saying, I think he is a plug-and-play day one, potential day one starter. But honestly, I don't think we necessarily have to force him to play year one, just because I do feel comfortable with Ben Bartch playing left guard. I feel comfortable with Tyler Shadley at center, but this is a guy that kind of provides you a little bit more upside, I think, than either of those guys. So, we obviously need more linemen where we can get them, and Cole Strange, I think, would be an awesome pick in the third round. Now, the Jaguars, 5 picks later, at pick number 70, through the CJ Henderson trade, they have pick number 70 overall in the third round. Now, for this one, fills another need. I have linebacker from Wyoming, Chad Muma. He has a high football IQ. He's a really good, speedy guy, sideline to sideline. He's very instinctual. And we have had issues with guys that aren't super football instinctual in the past. Major cases have been Taven Bryan or Kayvon Chason. Some minor cases have even been Miles Jack. Miles Jack, especially when he had the green dot on the helmet, it didn't seem like he was playing super instinctual. And linebackers, you have to make those quick decisions and decipher what's going on between, what holes the running back's going through or whether it's a pass. So I think, right now we have a big hole at linebacker. Now, it's tricky because we really don't know what defense we're playing yet. Is it more of a 3-4? Is it more of a 4-3? I think with the number 1 overall pick, that's going to kind of dictate things, because if it's Aiden Hutchinson, it feels like we might be doing more of a 3-4, but maybe Trayvon Walker, we might kind of focus more on a 4-3. It's just, right now our defense is kind of in question marks. So we'll see what kind of things we do. But, he's a guy that doesn't miss a lot of tackles. Now, he played for Wyoming, so obviously there's a huge talent gap between a guy that might play for like the SEC, like at Alabama, versus, what a guy like would be doing when he's playing for Wyoming. But obviously plenty of players make that transition pretty well. So we'll see. But I have Chad Muma at number 70 overall for the Jaguars. Now in the fourth round, first pick of the fourth round, obviously, I have tight end Jelani Woods out of Virginia. He's a huge upside guy. He has much like a lot of guys, I feel like a lot of players really transition over to tight end once they, at 18, they play in one position. Then as they grow, they're more fitted to another position. It's actually a former quarterback for Oklahoma State. So, and he's a guy that is a complete alpha on the field. He's big. He's, got pretty good hands. His only thing is that he has been playing a tight end position very long. So he does have to work on route running. He has to work on just a lot of the, run blocking, just a lot of the things that's required out of a tight end. But a lot of times, man, tight ends can be projects. I mean, some of the best tight ends in the NFL have been former basketball players, whether it be like Antonio Gates or Tony Gonzalez. Like a lot of these guys, they might be small school guys. This is a guy that, went to Virginia, and once he transferred over to Virginia, they used him really well, and, he became like an all-conference player. So, man, get a dominating tight end in here, because tight end is a big need. I mean, we have Evan Ingram and Dan Arnold, two guys that, were pretty good at 2022 when it comes to tight end maybe, but neither of those guys are under contract to 2023. So we had to figure out what to do long-term at that position. So tight end Jelani Woods is who I have. And boom, that is a 4-round mock draft for the Jaguars. Hope you guys enjoy. Extremely excited for the NFL draft. Just days away now. I think I'm dropping this. I'm recording on a Saturday. I think I'm dropping this on Monday. So by the time you see this, we're 3 days away. Boom. So excited, man. But thank you guys for watching. Drop a like on your way out. And go Jags. You guys watched the whole video. Really appreciate that. You guys can subscribe to the channel for the best source of Jaguars news on the YouTube platform. Also follow me on Twitter and Instagram at UCF_Jaguar. And you can become a member of the channel for as low as $3 a month for exclusive channel content. Thank you guys, and go Jags.